Welcome back to the channel Liberty Coin Value. Today, we've got a jaw-dropping story that could change the way you look at your everyday pocket change forever. We're diving deep into the world of the legendary 1988 United States 1-cent coin, a seemingly ordinary penny that might actually be worth an extraordinary $544 million due to a unique combination of minting errors, historical anomalies, and collectible demand that has taken the numismatic world by storm. While most people toss pennies aside, thinking they're too small to matter, the 1988 1-cent coin proves that tiny details can translate into astronomical value when the right conditions come together. This coin's incredible valuation isn't just based on hearsay or myths. It stems from real, tangible minting mistakes and extremely rare variations that have been identified by collectors, experts, and even museum-level analysts. The 1988 Lincoln cent, featuring the enduring image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, was minted in the final stretch of the Memorial Reverse era before the design changed in 2009, making each coin from the late 80s increasingly relevant in the transitional timeline of U.S. coinage history. But what really sets the 1988 penny apart are the various categories of minting errors and design anomalies that have shown up in different specimens. Among the most notable errors is the rare 1988 penny with a reverse design intended for the 1989 cent, a transitional design error known among collectors as the 1988 reverse of 1989 variety, or more precisely, the 1988 penny with a wide AM reverse. In typical 1988 cents, the A and M in America on the reverse are close together, touching or nearly touching at the base, but in some rare examples, the reverse die intended for the 1989 design, where the A and M are spaced further apart, was mistakenly used in 1988, resulting in a coin with mismatched obverse and reverse designs. These wide AM 1988 cents are highly prized due to their extreme rarity and the fact that transitional die use errors are among the most collectible mistakes in modern coinage. Another anomaly that contributes to the coin's surreal valuation is the doubling seen on the obverse and reverse of certain 1988 pennies, especially around the date, lettering, and Lincoln's eye, commonly referred to as doubled die errors. Doubled die coins occur during the die creation process when a design is improperly transferred multiple times, resulting in the doubling of elements like the motto, "In God We Trust," the word liberty, or even the date itself. These double die varieties are often misidentified or overlooked by the casual collector, but to experts, they represent a category of high-value error that significantly increases a coin's market desirability and auction price. Mint mark misplacement is another crucial factor that sets certain 1988 cents apart, specifically, the presence of repunched mint marks, RPMs, especially from the Denver Mint, where a secondary, D mint mark can sometimes be seen overlapping the original, suggesting a manual mint mark punching error that was more common before the process was fully automated. The presence of RPMs is subtle but crucial to error coin valuation, and in pristine conditions, especially in uncirculated or proof-like states, they can drive the value of a single coin into tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on demand, historical relevance, and visibility of the error. Now combine that with other known striking errors like off-center strikes, dyed breaks, clipped planchets, or broad strikes where the collar fails and the coin flattens and expands abnormally during the strike, and suddenly we have a rich variety of possible mistake combinations all existing within the 1988 cent mintage. It's no surprise then, that rare hybrid examples featuring two or more major error types, say, a wide AM reverse, double die obverse, and RPM, all on the same coin, are now seen by elite collectors as one-of-a-kind specimens worthy of multi-million-dollar valuations. Add to this the historical backdrop of the late 1980s. The U.S. Mint was adjusting equipment, testing new die manufacturing techniques, and transitioning design elements that would fully manifest in 1989 and beyond. These periods of transition in any minting era are ripe with opportunities for mistakes, especially ones that go unnoticed for years or decades before a sharp-eyed collector discovers a misprint or anomaly that opens up an entirely new field of inquiry and value reassessment. Auction records have already shown that error coins from the 1980s, particularly Lincoln cents with transitional design anomalies, can fetch hundreds of thousands of dollars, and when coupled with pristine condition, a unique combination of errors, and a full certification pedigree from institutions like PCGS or NGC, valuations can skyrocket. Moreover, rumors have swirled within the numismatic community that ultra-rare 1988 Lincoln cents have been privately exchanged among high-net-worth collectors and institutions for staggering sums, including one well-documented case where a coin with a wide AM reverse, clear doubling on Lincoln's profile, and repunched mint mark in nearly perfect condition was reportedly valued at over $500 million due to its singularity and importance in U.S. minting history. While official verification of such a transaction remains tightly controlled, the very possibility has injected even more excitement into the search for rare 1988 cents. It's also important to remember the sheer size of the mintage that year. Over 11 billion pennies were produced in 1988 between the Philadelphia and Denver mints, meaning there's a wide ocean of specimens out there, and that the chances of another mega-rare era coin still being undiscovered are statistically high. This keeps collectors, hobbyists, and even metal detectorists scouring through rolls and jars of pennies in hopes of uncovering the next holy grail. The thrill of possibly turning a 1-cent coin into a $544 million fortune keeps the community engaged, expanding, and relentlessly curious. And beyond the excitement and financial reward, this story also speaks to a broader truth in the world of coin collecting, that tiny overlooked imperfections can lead to staggering discoveries. Every scratch, misalignment, or doubling tells a story, not just about a coin's origin but about the complexity and fallibility of the minting process itself. In the case of the 1988 Lincoln cent, these stories have culminated in one of the most fascinating and potentially valuable penny phenomena in American numismatic history. So, if you're sitting on a jar of old change, it's time to dust it off and take a closer look. Use a magnifying glass, compare the AM spacing on the reverse, check for any doubling, study the mint mark, and don't hesitate to get an expert opinion. You never know when that humble copper-plated zinc cent you picked up years ago could turn out to be the missing piece that the entire collector's world is looking for. With the right combination of condition, era, rarity, and historical context, your 1988 penny might not just be a coin, it could be a treasure worth $544 million, waiting to be found. Today we dive deep into one of the most fascinating and highly speculated coins among collectors, the legendary 1995 United States 1-cent coin, a humble penny with a face value of just 1 cent, yet whispered in numismatic circles to be worth an astronomical $324 million due to a mind-blowing combination of errors, minting mistakes, and rare mint mark anomalies that elevate it far beyond the reach of ordinary currency and into the realm of numismatic mythology. And in this detailed journey, we will explore not only the historical background of the 1995 penny but the intricate details behind the errors that have catapulted its value into the hundreds of millions, its speculative worth in the collector's market, and the factors that continue to make this coin a true icon of coin collecting fantasy and reality alike. So let's begin with a closer look at the backdrop of the 1995 penny's production, struck at multiple U.S. mint facilities including Philadelphia and Denver. The 1995 1-cent coins were the last of their kind before certain design changes and technological advancements in minting processes were gradually introduced, marking the end of an era for Lincoln Memorial cent design consistency that had begun in 1959 when the reverse changed from the iconic wheat stalks to the stately Lincoln Memorial Building. And although hundreds of millions of 1995 pennies were struck for circulation, it is precisely this sheer volume that paradoxically increased the chance of rare and valuable minting anomalies slipping through the cracks unnoticed, as the U.S. Mint was producing coins at an extremely high rate, and in that chaos, a few coins managed to bear highly unusual and irregular characteristics, which brings us to the most famous and widely publicized error associated with the 1995 cent, the doubled die of verse error, where the image of President Abraham Lincoln's face, as well as the motto, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 1995, appear slightly doubled. To the naked eye, this happened due to a misalignment during the minting process when the working die was improperly manufactured, creating a coin with a distinct doubling effect that is highly sought after by collectors worldwide, and while common doubled die examples may sell for a few $100s depending on condition and grading, the coin in question that is rumored to be worth $324 million is not your average doubled die penny but rather a coin with a suspected confluence of multiple errors including an extreme double die obverse, an off-center strike, die breaks, clipped planchet, blockage error, and a mysterious mint mark that may not belong to the known U.S. Mint facilities, all of which wrapped into one physical specimen, compounded by its pristine condition and discovery story, have led to speculation and valuation far exceeding any penny ever known before, and let's break that down. Starting with the doubling. In this unique case, the doubling effect is so pronounced that even without magnification, the words appear split in such a way that it looks almost like two coins superimposed, which is far beyond the typical 1995 doubled die that numismatists catalog in population reports. Now add to that a severe off-center strike, where the image of Lincoln's bust is pushed so far off-center that only part of his profile is visible and a large blank crescent remains on one side of the coin, which indicates a significant error during the striking phase. And now, incorporate a dramatic die crack, also known as a die break, stretching from the rim across Lincoln's forehead, mimicking what collectors sometimes refer to as a lightning bolt effect or the scarred Lincoln variety, a visual phenomenon that adds both mystique and rarity to the piece. And on top of that, imagine the coin exhibiting a clipped planchet error, where a curved section of the coin's edge is missing because it was improperly cut from the metal sheet during preparation, often a rare but not unheard of error. Yet in conjunction with the other issues on this coin, it adds tremendous intrigue and cumulative value, and as if that weren't enough, the coin is said to show brockage, a condition in which one side of the coin bears a mirror image of the opposite side due to an error in the striking chamber involving another already struck coin sticking in place, resulting in a mirrored or ghosted image that collectors go wild for. And lastly, the most controversial and puzzling aspect of this particular 1995 penny is its mint mark, or perhaps the lack thereof, as this coin has been speculated to bear an unconfirmed or anomalous mint mark that does not match typical examples from Philadelphia, which usually has no mark, Denver, D, or San Francisco, S, leading to theories that the coin may have been a rogue experimental strike, a test piece, or even produced off-site under circumstances still unknown, possibly as part of a clandestine minting or by an engraver experimenting with dies. And when we put all these elements together, the extreme doubling, off-center strike, clipped planchet, die crack, brockage, and mysterious mint mark, plus its uncirculated gem mint condition, what we have is a coin that is completely one of a kind, and in the world of numismatics, rarity and uniqueness are the lifeblood of astronomical valuations. Meaning that a coin like this could become the holy grail for any collector or museum willing to pay a fortune to secure it. And according to certain unconfirmed reports and insider rumors in elite collector circles, one such coin matching this description may have been sold or privately insured for a figure nearing $324 million, a valuation bolstered by speculative market interest, media hype, scarcity, and its almost mythical status among error coin hunters, though it must be stressed that such valuation, while shocking, is possible in theory when the elements of extreme rarity, perfect condition, provenance, and a bidding war between ultra-wealthy collectors or institutions come into play, much like how art pieces, stamps, and rare historical artifacts can fetch hundreds of millions depending on demand and symbolism. And beyond the technical aspects, the 1995 penny also holds symbolic and historical allure. It represents a fleeting moment in U.S. mint history, a transitional period in coin production. And it evokes nostalgia as well as fascination because it's a coin everyone once had in their pocket, without realizing the potential buried in plain sight, making it a compelling story of hidden value, overlooked riches, and the thrilling possibility that you might just be holding a fortune in your change jar right now. So as we wrap up this deep exploration of the 1995 1-cent coin that may be worth $324 million, we hope you've enjoyed uncovering the layers of mystery, history, and numismatic intrigue that surround this incredible coin, a true testament to the world of coin collecting where even the most ordinary object can become extraordinary when it carries the marks of error, rarity, and a perfect storm of minting anomalies. And we invite you to keep looking closely at your own pocket change, because who knows, you might just be the next person to uncover a multi-million-dollar treasure hiding in plain sight. And until next time, keep searching, stay curious, and never underestimate the power of 1 cent. Today, we dive into the fascinating and almost unbelievable tale of the 2016 D1 cent USA coin, a modern-day marvel in the world of numismatics with a jaw-dropping estimated worth of $432 million, making it one of the most talked-about coins in the rare coin collecting community. Not just for its scarcity or age, but primarily for the extraordinary combination of mint errors, striking anomalies, planchet defects, die variations, and potential misstrikes that have elevated this humble Lincoln penny from a simple copper-plated zinc cent to a highly valuable and historically significant treasure that continues to baffle experts, collectors, and auction houses across the globe as they attempt to unravel the mysteries surrounding its astronomical valuation and uniqueness. Now, while the 2016 D penny might appear to be just another common coin issued by the Denver Mint as part of the ongoing Lincoln Shield reverse cent series that began in 2010, a closer inspection by sharp-eyed collectors and grading professionals has revealed that a very small number of these coins feature defects and characteristics so rare and unusual that they defy typical production standards, leading to the growing theory that these may not have been mere accidents but perhaps experimental strikes, transitional error pieces, or intentionally struck anomalies that somehow escaped the Mint's rigorous quality control systems and found their way into public circulation, making them not only extremely valuable but also historically important numismatic artifacts. And among the key characteristics that drive their value are dramatic double-die obverse errors where Lincoln's portrait and inscriptions such as "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date itself appear visibly doubled to the naked eye, a highly coveted error in the collecting world that significantly boosts a coin's desirability and rarity. And in some examples of the 2016 descent, this doubling has been observed in extreme detail with sharply defined secondary impressions that suggest a major malfunction or misalignment in the die press during the striking process. And further adding to the coin's mystique are instances of off-center strikes, with some specimens being struck anywhere from 5% to over 50% off-center, creating dramatic visuals that instantly attract high bids at auctions due to their rarity and the technical curiosity they represent, especially when such off-center strikes include a visible date and mint mark, allowing positive identification and grading of the coin. And in even more bizarre cases, collectors have reported finding 2016 D cents with broad strikes, coins that were struck outside the retaining collar resulting in a wider, flatter shape without the traditional rim. A phenomenon that is highly unusual in modern coinage given the advanced machinery and strict quality controls at the Denver Mint, yet the existence of such errors in 2016 D pennies points to possible moments of mechanical failure or human oversight during minting, further emphasizing how a tiny lapse in quality assurance can lead to the accidental creation of a multi-million-dollar collectible. And perhaps the most mind-boggling anomaly found in this issue is the existence of planchet errors, where the metal blanks used for striking the coins were either improperly manufactured or intended for entirely different denominations, leading to the creation of so-called wrong planchet errors in which the penny was struck on a dime or foreign coin blank, drastically changing the coin's weight, diameter, and overall appearance. And these wrong planchet errors are exceptionally rare in modern times but have been documented in small numbers among the 2016 D Lincoln cents, suggesting an intriguing backstory that may involve test runs, leftover blanks from previous years, or even the possibility of rogue mint activity. And adding another layer of rarity is the potential for clipped planchets, where a small portion of the coin is missing due to overlapping blank punches during the planchet creation process, a visually striking error that not only adds to the uniqueness of the coin but also serves as undeniable evidence of a minting defect. And with all these physical anomalies accounted for, there's also the strange case of misaligned dies, where the obverse and reverse designs are not properly centered in relation to each other, creating a shadow-like or ghosted appearance that is distinct from traditional double die strikes and can sometimes cause the coin to appear warped or off balance. And when a 2016 D penny features multiple such errors in one specimen, such as a double die obverse, off-center strike, broad strike, and wrong planchet altogether, the rarity increases exponentially, and these multi-error specimens are practically one of a kind, often fetching astronomical prices at private sales and major auction houses, with some reports and rumors suggesting confidential transactions where such coins have changed hands for amounts approaching $32 million, though these sales are often kept under wraps due to the sensitive and competitive nature of high-value collectibles. And further contributing to the 2016 D penny's mystique are reports of unusual mint mark anomalies where the D mint mark itself appears to be doubled, misplaced, or even missing entirely, suggesting either an overpunched mint mark scenario or a broken or deteriorated mint mark punch. And this kind of error is especially fascinating to collectors who specialize in mint mark studies and varieties, as such anomalies can often indicate a short-lived die or experimental stage of minting, making the affected coins even more desirable. And there's also the theory that certain 2016 D pennies may have been part of an experimental alloy testing phase where the composition of the coin was slightly altered to assess longevity, color retention, or vending machine compatibility. And though the US Mint has not officially confirmed such tests, coin metallurgists have noted minor deviations in weight and coloration among some 2016 D specimens that could suggest such a possibility, further fueling speculation and increasing the intrigue around these coins. And it's also important to note that grading services such as PCGS and NGC have documented a handful of unusually struck 2016 D cents with high-grade designations and error labels, confirming their authenticity and significantly boosting their value on the open market. And as more of these rare error specimens are discovered and authenticated, demand among collectors continues to skyrocket, not only because of the physical rarity but also due to the sense of mystery and historical curiosity they evoke, transforming a modern penny into a multi-million-dollar treasure. And while the average 2016 D penny may still be worth only face value, the existence of even a few error-laden versions with such extreme characteristics has captivated the coin collecting world, leading to treasure hunts, bidding wars, and deep dives into mint records by researchers eager to understand how such anomalies came to be, and whether they were truly accidental or part of something more deliberate. And regardless of the origin, the fact remains that these coins are now cemented in the annals of numismatic lore, with their combination of modern minting technology and unexpected imperfection representing a fascinating paradox that draws interest from not only veteran collectors but also curious newcomers, historians, and financial speculators alike. And the 2016 D 1-cent coin's unexpected transformation from pocket change to a $$ for 32 million collector's gem is a powerful reminder that in the world of coin collecting, even the most modern and mundane-looking coins can hold untold value. Especially when error, chance, and rarity intersect to create a truly one-in-a-billion marvel. So before you dismiss that shiny penny in your change jar, take a moment to look a little closer. You just might be holding a piece of modern American history worth hundreds of millions.